Hello, I am Commissioner Emma I. Darnell, representing Fulton County District 6. Welcome to Mighty Six Conversations. The topic for today is Fulton County's children and youth. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. I will be back in a moment. Joining me in today's conversation is Reginald Crossley. Mr. Crossley serves as Youth Commission Coordinator and Program Development Specialist in the Department of Aging and Youth. Mr. Crossley is a graduate of Clark Atlanta University, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts degree. Welcome, Mr. Crossley.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's always an honor to join your show.
Well, it is our pleasure to have you here to talk about a subject that I'm getting a lot of inquiries about. Not only from parents and grandparents, but from youth themselves. And I thought we'd just begin, Mr. Crossley, to give the public information about what we're doing in partnership with other departments of the government, and especially the community, the schools, what we're doing to help the community in this very, very important area. Let's begin with the Youth Commission, one of Fulton County's most popular programs. I had a grandmother the other day to say, my child isn't old enough yet, but when they become old enough, I want him to be a part of the Youth Commission. That made me feel good. I know it makes you feel good too.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the Youth Commission. What are you all doing now?
Well, the Youth Commission, as you understand, spends most of its time in the community. Many of our initiatives are identified by our young people who live within these communities.
That's what's so important, I think.
Absolutely. And
they identify what the needs are.
Yes, and annually we actually go into the communities and we host various workshops, panel discussions, town hall, forums to identify what those issues are, and in turn we'll develop a wide range of solutions to help combat those issues identified. What we have found has been an ongoing issue with violence, gangs, and bullying within our schools. And as a result, the Youth Commission has created an initiative entitled the Anti-Bullying School Tour, where we go into a wide range of schools, elementary, middle, and high schools, and we help deliver best practices and solutions proven to work.
What are some of those best practices? We're going to make full use of this time to get your word out.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And what we do is we actually host pretty much pep rallies within our schools. Mm-hmm. We bring celebrity guests to help deliver the message, but what we find is to do peer-to-peer delivery, where our young people are the most impactful in terms of influencing their teens. I was going to ask you about that.
It seems as if your programs are very effective, and I think it's because you use young people to talk to young people, right?
Yes, and that has been proven to be the most effective way to communicate a message. So what we're doing is using, again, best practices that show that when schools put young people in place, there's a decrease in crime, there's a decrease in bullying, there's a decrease in a wide range of things because, again, peer-to-peer influence is the most impactful. So we bring along violence prevention specialists, former gang members, people who've been incarcerated who can share their experiences. And that has also been proven to be a best practice when you have people who've been there and done the crime and done the time and can speak through experience, and young people pretty much receive that much better, and it resonates a lot better as well.
Well, I guess things really haven't changed. Teenagers have always been able to talk to teenagers more effectively than maybe adults. Let me ask you this, Mr. Crossley. These are some extraordinary young people. I've had an opportunity to participate with you in some of your events. So these are extraordinary young people. How are they selected?
Well, many of our young people are just young people who have an interest in government and law and the political arena, or who just want to give back to their communities.
They just seem to be so passionate about
They're
it.
very, very passionate, and that is one of our requirements, that you have a passion or an interest in government, education, community development. But young people between the ages, or excuse me, between the grades of 9th through the 11th grade are selected. It's an open.
Between 9th and 11th.
9th and 11th. We do not accept seniors. However, you can become a senior while in the program.
Because they're too busy.
We don't require that you are an A student. We don't require you to be, you know, this
Honor
scholar.
roll.
We solely look for young people who have an interest. But we have a wide range of kids from all backgrounds, all economic statuses.
Countywide.
Countywide, from Bankhead to Buckhead, as you would say.
Oh, yeah, Alpharetta to Palmetto.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are something like the UN, very diverse group. Again, students from all backgrounds, so we get...
Yes, I find that most unique and most refreshing when I participated with that group. There seems to be no real sensitivity to where people live. You know, some are from Bankhead and some are from Buckhead, but that doesn't seem to be an issue with these young people at all.
Not at all. And they all understand the importance and you know, the level of work that's needed. So we put all differences aside, and we work on one accord, and we're getting a lot done.
I'm sort of staying on the members themselves. We're going to get to the program, though, because this is a good opportunity for us to tell folks about it. But I'm sort of emphasizing the kind of young people that you have, because I think many times when folks look at the 6 o'clock news every day, some folks, a few, get the impression that all the young people, you know, are gang members. But most of them are not. You know, they don't really know about, we have hundreds of kids like these youth commission members, hundreds. You all been in the schools, you know. And frankly, I find them more passionate about helping people than some of the folks along with me.
Yes, and our young people are just so excited to be a part of
They seem to be.
government, to have a
Yes.
voice in government, to actually understand that their points and their suggestions are actually being considered.
Let's get into that.
Yes.
How you actually come down, and after you study an issue and gather evidence, you actually come down and make presentations to the board.
Yes,
and the
annually.
board acts on your recommendations and actually takes steps to carry them out. Give us an example of how that actually happened. Ideas coming from the Youth Commission, you all worked on them, developed the evidence, brought it to the board, and we actually took steps to implement what you had recommended.
Yes, annually we do a 2-day retreat where we host several think tanks. And beyond that, we go into the communities, each respective district, and identify the issues. And we come back as a body and help create solutions for those issues.
So each youth has to have some connection with the community.
Absolutely.
The community where they came from.
Absolutely. And this allows us to get a full understanding of the needs in all areas of Fulton County. And in turn, we develop, again, solutions, and we present them to the Board of Commissioners. And of course, with your help and you being a continuous champion for our programs, we're able to get a lot done. But again, we know for a fact that the things we identify are what the needs are, just for the fact that these young people come from those communities, they come from those backgrounds, and they share with us what the needs are.
I really believe, Mr. Crossley, that's one of the reasons why the program is so effective. And that's also one of the reasons why when you make recommendations to the commission, I don't know of a year that they have not been adopted. You know, and that's because they are based upon reality. We give a high weight to academic learning. The community does. However, in this particular area, it is important to know the community and to have a connection with the community, so that when the Youth Commission members come together, they're talking about real needs. They aren't talking about something that they read or heard. And I believe that's one of the reasons why you have selected an area that's legitimate, that deals with real needs, so that when it's presented to the commission with evidence, you know, then we can act on it.
Yes, we never pull things from the sky. And we definitely listen also to what we would call our constituents, since our young people are perceived as spokespersons and young elected officials for the county. They really, you know, listen closely to their peers.
They're representative of the county.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We got to take a break right now, Mr. Crossley. We're going to come back, and I'm going to stop talking too much and let you go into some of the specific programs that you like to emphasize. I know we don't have time to go into everything that you have, that you all are doing, because you have not only the Youth Commission, but you have other projects that you're doing in the department. We're going to take a break right now. We'll come back. Stay with us. Mr. Crossley, let's talk about FY 2015. You've received information regarding the budget for this year, and we know that while we have not been able to really do all that we had planned to do, you have already identified, the department has already identified some of the specific areas that you intend to move in this year. I thought we might take an opportunity now, you know, let parents and grandparents, the community in general, know some of the things that they can expect from children and youth and from your particular program this year.
Yes, much of what we're doing revolves around violence prevention, gang prevention, drug prevention.
Excellent.
And homelessness amongst youth.
That's very important. People don't know about that. They don't hear about that too much. They think about little bitty children, but youth, teenagers as well.
And Georgia is actually leading in the state,
yes,
or in the country, as it relates to homelessness amongst teens. And we've, as a result, developed a wide range of initiatives. And I'll start with homelessness. And I know that's an area of interest for you, and I know you're a champion for those services. We have created an initiative called HOPE, which stands for Helping Other People Every Day. And what we do is go into low-income pockets throughout Fulton County, and we disseminate what we call a HOPE box. This is a box filled with non-perishable items, toiletry items, but most importantly, it features a resource card that shares the free resources for the population in need.
People don't know where to go.
Yes, and these resources are housing, shelter overall for people who need emergency shelter, health services, education services, even sexual exploitation assistance. With some of those issues.
That's a big topic now, but it's been a big topic for our Youth Commission for some time.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
So we go into these low-income pockets and we distribute this information. And many people, you know, don't get a chance to watch the news or read the paper, or they perhaps may not come across this information. So we make it our priority to bring it to these individuals.
Is that countywide also, Mr. Crossley?
Absolutely. Everything we do is countywide.
We have to keep emphasizing that, you know, to folks. It's countywide, because poverty is countywide.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Go right ahead.
So in addition to the HOPE campaign, we do an annual can collection competition. And with the support of Atlanta Public Schools, Fulton County Schools, and many Fulton County departments, we like to set up healthy competitions where we have county departments compete on who can raise the most cans. We have schools compete on who can raise the most cans, and as a result, we have been able to serve 7,600 families just past year, and these are homeless families. These are senior citizens, veterans.
7,600.
7,600 families, which is something that we're very excited about.
That's what they call outcomes.
Yes.
I love outcomes.
And this is all youth-led.
Yes.
Of course, with the assistance of the Board of Commissioners, Fulton County departments, and our schools, we have been able to be very successful with this initiative.
That's one thing about Fulton County workforce. You can get their attention if you start talking about trying to help somebody.
Absolutely. And
I mean, they just go way over. This workforce, I don't care who it is that comes here that wants to help somebody, you're going to get a lot of support. And I notice that you always get heavy support from Fulton County's workforce.
I'd like to highlight some of the departments. The Fulton County Police Department has been very instrumental.
Yes, they have.
Our Marshal's Department has been instrumental.
Yes.
Our Solicitor General's office. So many departments have just adopted the Youth Commission in our initiative, so
that's
we look
great
forward
news.
to it every year.
Great news. None of us can do anything by ourselves, can we?
You know, teamwork makes the dream work, and I believe in that.
Go right ahead, Mr. President.
Yeah, so in addition, we, again, our anti-bullying school tour. This past year, we visited close to 60 schools.
60?
60 schools.
Wow.
And we actually go in and we bring specialists with us. We host pep rallies. We bring celebrity guests. We bring DJs. And we make it an actual pep rally. And it has been so effective. And we have serviced over 14,000 students with this initiative.
Wow. What's some of the schools that you visit?
Some of the schools are Creekside, Bear Creek, Westlake, Langston Hughes. We have Douglas High School, Washington High School, Sandy Springs, Alpharetta, Johns Creek. So we service all areas of Fulton County, and of course we tailor the message according to what the schools advise the need.
Because they're on the team. You're working with them as part of the team.
Yes.
Yes. Not like you coming in without integrating with them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And our message is tailored.
Yes.
And with the surveys we've collected, 98.7% of the students and teachers have indicated that our programs have been effective.
I saw that.
They've learned from our programs,
They
and they're
tell
able
us
to carry that information on. So,
yes. In fact, wherever the Youth Commission has been, I always like to go to those schools because you'll be friendly, you'll be well received. You're not always so well received at schools if they know you're a politician, elected official. But if the Youth Commission has been there, I know I'll be well received.
Thank you.
But very seriously, I think it is important that we understand that communication, you know, just because we can communicate with each other does not mean that we can always be that effective in dealing with this population. You mentioned specialists. That's so important because you do need to get the kind of information. You need to have the knowledge, don't you? Certain background information about this anti-bullying, for instance, phenomenon and crisis. There are folks who actually are trained in this particular area, and you make use of their knowledge and information, don't you?
Yes, always. And we believe allowing the specialists to deliver the message is always the most effective way. Myself, I'm also certified as a gang prevention specialist and as a violence prevention specialist.
Good.
So we, again, bring people who've experienced these.
That's even better, isn't it? Yes.
And it's always best to allow these people to turn their mess into a message for our young people and prevent them from making those mistakes or going down those roads.
Let's just talk about that briefly, Mr. Crossley, because you know that's what we're all interested in. Well, we truly want to save children. When I look at the statistics from juvenile court this year, I was alarmed that in many areas, in many quarters, a great percentage of their kids are not lawbreakers. They are truants. They are children who have been suspended from school. I was surprised about the large percentage of children in juvenile court were brought there from the street because they weren't in class, weren't in school. What's behind that? What is your thinking? Because you work with young people all the time. Why do we have so many children on the street right now? If you go down now by, I won't call the names of the schools, but if you know, around about 9:30, you can see them leaving. Certain major streets around any of our large schools, you can see long before 12 o'clock. What's going on there?
Well, I personally feel that it's lack of engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Our young people live in such a technical age. Mm-hmm. If we're not using technology and other ways to better engage our young people, we'll lose them so easily. So I definitely think it's essential.
We've got to be more creative, haven't we? We've got to use the technology, not to show off the technology, but I hear you saying to help us be more effective in gaining their interest and their attention. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Well, Mr. Crossley, they're giving me signals here, and I want you to make whatever closing statements you want to make about not only our program, but about what we need to be sensitive about as we work with you and the community to save our children.
I would like to start by discussing just prevention overall. I believe the best form of prevention,
we have about 30 seconds,
is knowledge. And we have designed this law book entitled Passport to Your Legal Rights, which highlights Georgia's 7 deadly sins and many other laws that our young people are falling victim to.
Excellent.
So this here
What's the name of it?
Passport to Your Legal Rights.
Passport to Legal Rights.
Yes, and it highlights many things that our young people are unaware of, and I believe if they have the knowledge, they'll make better decisions. And decision making is the best form of prevention.
That's certainly an excellent aid, Mr. Crossley. I would like for you to come back for part 2 and bring some of those young folks with you, and we're going to just have a discussion not only about that information, but also get some of your recommendations on how we can proceed to be of more help to young people. I'll be back in a moment with closing thoughts. The status of children continues to be a major priority within District 6 and throughout Fulton County. Who cares? Who really cares? Marvin Gaye asked the question, and it's still relevant today. Caring is plain to see, not only in the community, but also within the programs and policies of government, like Fulton County's Youth Commission. However, the evidence also indicates that really caring may require much more of government, the community, you and me, than a project or a program. That's all the time we have for today's conversation. Until next time, stay strong. To learn more about today's conversation, contact me at 404-612-8222. You can also email me at emma.darnell@fultoncountyga.gov. Visit us online at emmadarnell.com or connect with us on Facebook or Twitter.